So today our goal is to complete those two lessons, wave characteristic and universal wave equation. Okay. And then if you are curious what is due this week, you have to complete from beginning to all the way to universal wave equation by Monday 8 a.m. 8 a.m. And then I'll always encourage you to check your message in your Genius as well. Okay. So in a weekly update, I'll tell you what is due this week. Okay. And then from where you can access all the video recordings as well. If you have any question, please let me know. Now let's start with wave characteristics. So in this lesson, our goal is to describe wave in terms of their fundamental characteristics. That means velocity, wavelength, frequency, period, amplitude, and phase. And then how some of those fundamental characteristics are related to each other. At first, we'll talk about periodic wave properties, period and frequency, amplitude and energy, and then also we'll review mastery test. So let's briefly describe some of the periodic wave properties. So think about what will happen when raindrops fall on a puddle, or we throw a stone on the pond or water. At that time, the drops produce mild waves or ripples on still water. These waves are called periodic waves. Okay, that types of waves are called periodic waves. Sorry, let me get my pen up. Or periodic waves, because that patterns of the wave is continuous and it repeats after a specific time interval. Okay. Now let's watch this diagram. This is the diagram of a periodic wave. And let us suppose the wave start from point O, okay, from this red part, point O, and it goes all the way to point P, that is the highest point, and then it goes back to all the way to the lowest point, and it came back to the point Q. That is the rest line. So when the wave goes from point O to point Q in this pattern, it will make one complete cycle, and which will repeat over and over again. And then the time taken to complete one complete cycle is called the period of the wave. So that means the time taken to move from point O to point Q, or from point O to point Q, is called period of the wave. It is denoted by T, measured in seconds. And this highest point, P and R, they are called crests. You can make that diagram and write it, okay, crests. And the lowest point, those 2 points are called, these all lowest points are called troughs. P-R-O-U-G-H-S, troughs. And this middle line, this line is called equilibrium position. This is your equilibrium position. And the distance between two consecutive crests or trough is called wavelength. That is also denoted by lambda. That is called wavelength and measured in meter. So I know this is a lot of information. Okay, if you have any question, please let me know. Okay, so we talked about crest. Crest is the highest point of the wave. Trough, that is the lowest point of the wave. The distance between two crest or trough is called wavelength, and the time taken to complete one complete cycle is called time period. Okay, these are some of the properties of periodic wave. Any questions so far? I'll wait here for some time. If you have any question, please let me know. Now let's go to the next slide. Okay, so this is the diagram of the periodic wave. Okay, and then so if you have a pen and paper, you can draw this diagram in your pen and paper, and then we'll talk about again amplitude and then wavelength. Okay. The distance from the equilibrium to a crest or trough is called amplitude of the wave. So that means this is our wave. This is our equilibrium position. This position is equilibrium position. The distance from equilibrium position to crest or trough. So that distance, either that distance or that distance is called amplitude. This or that, that is called amplitude. And then wavelength is the distance between any 2 points on full cycle part of the wave. Or you can think about the distance between two consecutive crests. Between two consecutive crests is one wavelength. That is, these are the consecutive crest, and that is the wavelength. And wavelength is denoted by letter lambda. This letter is called lambda. Okay, now let's go to the next slide. Now let's learn about the different relationship between period and frequency. So we have already gone through period. That is, period of the wave is the time taken by the wave to complete one cycle. So let us suppose the wave starts from here and it goes all the way to the top. That is crest, trough, and came back to here at point P. That is equilibrium position. The time taken by the wave to move from point A to P is called period. And the reciprocal of that period is called frequency. Okay. Reciprocal of that period is called frequency, or frequency of a wave, on other hand, is the number of cycle completed per unit time. How many cycle does the wave complete in 1 second? That is also a frequency. And frequency is measured in hertz. Okay. The unit of frequency is hertz and unit of period is seconds. And the relationship between period and frequency is time period is 1 over frequency and frequency is 1 over time period. Period is denoted by T and frequency is denoted by F. And you write this formula in your notebook. Okay, time period is 1 over frequency, or frequency is 1 over time period. Let me pause here for some time. If you have any question, please let me know. And then if you are following me, please give me a thumbs up or any other reaction. And then you can also ask question through chat. Okay, also, or type in your chat yes if you are following me. Yep, thank you very much. Now we'll solve some of the questions from the mastery test. Okay, and then whenever you take your mastery test, it will be helpful for you. Okay. For each of those questions, I'll give you some time to answer. Okay. First question is, which statement will be true if you increase the frequency of periodic wave? Okay, let me launch poll. You can answer it through the poll. Okay. And the participation is mandatory. Please try your best. Okay. Make sure to read the question and answer it carefully. Only 2 of you have answered. Please make sure to answer it. You can type your answer in chat as well. Okay, let me proceed. The correct choice for this problem is A, that is number of wave per second will increase, and that is the definition of frequency. Okay, that is the definition of frequency. Let's go to the next question. The question is a wave oscillates 50 times per second. So now try to remember the definition of frequency. Okay. So what is its frequency? Let me launch poll again. Okay, answer this question again. I already got one answer. Thank you very much. Okay, thank you very much. The correct choice for this problem is B, that is 50 hertz. So definition of frequency is how many times the wave oscillate in per second or unit time. That is the definition of frequency. So if wave oscillate 50 times per second, its frequency is 50 hertz, and the unit of frequency is hertz. For this question, I'll write formula, and then you'll calculate the period. Okay, honeybees build their wings, making a buzzing sound at a frequency f 2.3 times 10 to the power 2 hertz. What is the period of a bee's wing beat? So we have to calculate period. That is P. And then mathematical relationship between period and frequency is T is equal to 1 over F. Oops. That is T, F. No, sorry, this is your F and this is your T. P is equal to 1 over S. Use that formula and calculate time period. Okay. And you can use Desmos or any other online calculator to calculate time period. Okay, thank you very much for taking participation. I really appreciate it. The correct choice for this problem is A, that is 4.3 times 10 to the power negative 3 second. So time period is 1 over frequency. Frequency is 2.3 times 10 to the power 2 hertz. And 1 over that value is 4.3 times 10 to the power negative 3 seconds. And period is measured in seconds. Okay, now let's go to the next slide. The question is, when a wave is acted upon by an external damping force, so we apply certain damping force, what happens to the energy of the wave? Think about this question, okay? And then I'll launch poll again. And this is a wave, okay? Sorry. Let me end polling. I'll answer this question. The correct choice for this problem is A. That is, the energy of the wave decreases gradually. So whenever any wave is acted upon by external damping force, its energy will decreases gradually. We have completed our first lesson. Now let's go to the next lesson. Next lesson is universal wave equation. Okay. The goal of this lesson is to use the universal wave equation to solve the problem involving speed, frequency, and velocity. And let me write that universal equation in the beginning, okay? So speed is denoted as V, and you can take that note, frequency as F, wavelength as lambda. And speed of any sound wave, V is equal to frequency times wavelength. So that is the relation between velocity, frequency, and wavelength. So in this lesson, at first, we'll go through the wave equation. After that, we'll solve what will happen to the velocity of the wave when we go through a different medium. And at the end, we'll solve some problems from the mastery test. Let's start with wave equation. And then we have already went through those concepts. So it is the definition of wavelength, frequency, and how frequency and period are measured, okay? So let me skip that part. That period is equal to 1 over frequency, and frequency is equal to 1 over period. Now let's derive our velocity, frequency, and wavelength are related to each other. Now let's recall that speed of a moving object is the distance covered by the object per unit time. That is, distance over time is always speed. That part, distance. In our context, distance refers to the distance between two consecutive crests or troughs. That means the crest. Distance between two crests is wavelength. In our context, distance is the wavelength, and time is the time period to complete one wavelength. So d is replaced by, distance is replaced by wavelength lambda, and t, time period, time is replaced by period or time period. And time period is t is equal to 1 over frequency. So v becomes lambda divided by 1 over frequency, and that becomes velocity is equal to wavelength times frequency. And this equation is called universal wave equation. Okay, grab your pen and paper and write this equation, universal wave equation. Lambda is your wavelength, and f is your frequency. Lambda, wavelength, f is your frequency. So I'll pause here for some time. If you have any question, please let me know, or give me a thumbs up or any other reaction if you followed this concept. You can always ask your question through chat as well, okay? Now let's go to the next slide. Now, if you have a pen and paper, make sure to take this note as well, okay? So how the velocity of wave depends upon varies based on the tension, density, temperature, etc. Okay. So if we increase the tension, that will increase the velocity of the wave. First thing, remember that. Increasing the tension in the spring, tension increases the velocity of wave. Increasing the tension increases the velocity of the wave. And always remember, tension is a property of a medium, okay, not a wave. It is a common measurement in any linear stretch medium such as spring or string. Okay? It's not the property of wave, it is the property of medium. I will make it clear. If tension increases, velocity increases. You can write in that way as well. Let's go to the density in spring and in gases. A wave travels more slowly in dense spring than in a lighter one. That means if the medium or spring that is dense, then wave travels more slowly and vice versa. And if it is less dense or thin, then it will travel quicker, or it will travel fast. And here you can see example. Sound travels much faster in hydrogen gas than air because hydrogen is much less dense than air. That means density in spring and gases has inverse relationship to the velocity. One increases, another decreases. And then let me write in that way. I'll simply write density and then velocity. You can write in that way. If density increases, velocity decreases. Third one is temperature in gases. Velocity of sound is linearly related to the temperature for any given gases. For any given gas, that means if temperature T, I'll just write temperature, increases, velocity increases, and if temperature decreases, velocity decreases. We have inverse relationship in density in spring and in gases. That part. Any questions so far on this part, on this slide? If you do not have any question, then let's practice some of the questions from the mastery test, okay? And then at the end, when we complete our lesson for today, I'll put you in a breakout room, okay? And then I'll talk with you individually. So please stay here with me until the end of this live session. Okay, let's solve this problem. How does increasing the tension of a spring affect the wave on the spring? Okay, let me launch poll. We have just discussed about this question. Think about the relationship between tension on the spring and then velocity, okay? And then if you have taken note, you can take help from your note as well. Okay, let me in polling and answer this question. The correct choice is A, that is wave velocity increases. If we increase tension, wave velocity also increases. Solve this problem. When would the velocity of a wave traveling in a medium change? Let me answer this question, okay? The correct choice is only if a property of the medium changes. It depends upon the property of the medium. The correct choice is B. You can take that note. Velocity of a wave traveling in a medium change when the property of the medium changes. Correct choice is B. Let's go to the next slide. So for this question, we'll use universal wave equation. A sound wave has a wavelength of 0.450 meters, that is lambda wavelength. If its speed is 330 meters per second, that is v, what is its, let me see, what is the wave frequency? So we have to calculate frequency. Frequency is denoted by f. And according to wave equation, velocity is equal to frequency times wavelength. Okay, use that equation and try to calculate wave frequency. I'll give you some time. And you can use any online calculator, okay? Okay, thank you very much. Three of you have answered it correctly. Wow, great. So let me answer it really quick. I think you have already got this concept. So here we are calculating frequency. So we have to isolate frequency. That means divide both sides by lambda. That is wavelength. So frequency becomes velocity over wavelength. And sorry, speed. Speed is 330. And then wavelength is 0.450. And then use calculator, calculate that value. That would be 733 unit of wavelength. Sorry, frequency is hertz. Correct choice is D. So this question is exactly similar to previous question, but this time you have to calculate wavelength. Okay, wavelength. Okay, let me launch polling and then calculate the wavelength and answer this question. So use velocity is frequency times lambda. Yeah, I already got one correct answer. Oh, I think no. Okay, let me end polling and then I'll answer this question. Okay, no need to worry. So frequency is given as, speed is given v, and then we have to calculate wavelength lambda. So velocity is frequency times lambda. This time we have to calculate wavelength lambda. So divide both sides by frequency f. F have got cancelled. So wavelength become velocity over frequency. Velocity is 3 times 10 to the power 8. And then frequency is 5 times 5.5 times 10 to the power 4. And use calculator. you will get around, let me see what is the correct choice. 5.5 times 5.5 times 10 to the power 3 meters. Correct choice is C. Okay. Okay. Now we have completed both lesson for today. Okay. And then for this week, you have to complete. Let me go back. So you, okay. For this week, you have to complete wave characteristic up to, sorry, this week your homework is you have to complete from beginning to all the way to universal wave equation, and that is due by Monday 8 a.m. Okay, now I'll put you in a breakout room and then I'll talk with you individually. At that time, make sure to log into your courseware and keep working. Okay, and then if you have any question, I'll address those questions. So let me put you all in a breakout room. How many of us are here? Just create 2 breakout room.